I believe self-neglect is probably the most chronic problem in the United States today. Dr. Norman Shealy, who wrote the foreword for my book, he said depression, too, was one of the #1 health risks in our world. And depression often comes from self-neglect. And so as we neglect ourselves over and over and over again, we have to ask ourselves, what's going on inside of us? I use this example with my clients, and it's this up and down thing. Life is up and down. Do you see this up and down? And what happens is with depression, we don't allow ourselves the joys and the sadness and pain and the anger and all that goes down under here, all these kind of yucky feelings. And all these feelings up here are the positive, happy feelings. And what happens with depression is we try to cut this bottom part off, right? And we try to just feel good all the time. And what happens is we have a flat line and we become depressed. We can't feel good all the time, and so we become stuck. Our energy can become stuck and heavy. And as we learn to allow these things to move through us and learn to cultivate kindness and compassion for all these different parts of us, we will become less depressed and we will feel more alive. The next chapter talks about emotions being a bridge to our soul, and it's so important that we get in touch with our emotions because they are a bridge to our soul. So we want to acknowledge them first. We want to acknowledge that we've been having emotions. Sometimes if you grew up in a family where emotions are not allowed, we want to acknowledge that it's even there. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling scared. I know fear has been an emotion for me that's been hard to identify at times. I kind of judge people. Oh, they're scared. You know, you should just be tough. But that is a red flag for me, that I know that I probably need to look a little deeper if I'm judging someone, if I'm shaming someone for their fear in my mind, and recognize maybe I'm a little scared, maybe I'm a little uncomfortable that we're in a recession. All those kind of feelings, those kind of thoughts, whatever I'm scared of, I need to acknowledge that. So acknowledge the emotions and get honest with ourselves. How to have a come to Jesus meeting with ourselves. Become curious about them. Is there a message here for me about these emotions? Or do I just need to feel them? Do I just need to feel them to heal? Or is there a message underneath that? Do I need to act on them? Do I need to tell someone, I'm hurt, I'm angry that you're acting this way? Or I am sad that I'm not going to get to come on that vacation. Is there some way we can change that? Do we need to act on those emotions? Because emotions are kind of like the fuel for the car. They move us through our life. And people who don't allow themselves many emotions become kind of like a stagnant pond. Very stagnant. Very stagnant. And so we want to avoid over-analyzing our emotions. Because if we cannot fully experience our soul and this love wisdom through our heads. We cannot experience our life through our heads. We can't feel the fullness of our life. We want to discern more this quieter voice inside, this more gut feeling. We don't have to act on the emotions either. We may just need to feel them, and we don't have to let them consume us. You know, people that let their emotions consume them and kind of run their lives are all over the place. So again, we have to find the space for our emotions and allow them to have the freedom to teach us. So we want to create a safe place inside just to feel and allow. And the judgment and the shame try to get in the way. So if we can quieten our inner critic enough to allow ourselves to feel, we can find this more authentic, real truth inside of us, even if it's not pretty. So we honor this love wisdom.